Hello, my name is Ricardo, and I represent workers, Walker Community United Methodist Church.
Yeah.
On 33rd Street and 16th Avenue. I was just having a question. I was on the fence about supporting this bill. I was really on the fence for a long time because I just was ignorant, unsure, and uneducated. Then I did some research, and I'm totally in support of it now. Yeah. My question is, how does this Employee Free Choice Act, getting rid of secret ballot elections?
That's not true.
I know there's propaganda, and I just wanted to get some clear answers.
But I'm so glad that is the lie they tell. And let me tell you, some of you guys surprised about me saying that. Let me tell you why I'm glad that's the lie they tell. Because if your best shot at defeating the Employee Free Choice Act is to tell a bald-faced lie that we can easily refute, then we're gonna win the case.
But I just want people to know that I'm on the other side of this issue. I'm in management, I'm in business, I've been on both sides of labor strikes, and I just came here to educate myself.
Okay, good.
So I can take that back to my shop, to my people, and be fair with what's going on. But I had the same question that this other gentleman asked, because we're hearing all this stuff about taking away the right to the private vote, and it's anti-union.
Can we have a hand for everybody who here has the courage to come and discover the facts? What this does not take away the right to a secret ballot. This simply adds another way to get union recognition. And that's a fact. And I'll tell you this. And you know what? Can you guys get a packet together back there and get my good friend Mike all the information that he wants? I want to tell you that this is exactly what we need. People come in here asking the tough questions because we can stand up to the tough questions. And I want to let you know that there's a lot of employers, I mean a lot of employers, who have voluntarily said, you go, if you get the majority of everybody signed up, we'll recognize the union. And we have an employee sitting here who has a union as a product of that process. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that this is not taking away a secret ballot, and it is adding union rights, and a lot of employers have already voluntarily agreed to it, and that has not hurt their company. In fact, if you have a union at your company, it will promote labor management peace. It will promote stability on the workplace and stop that expensive turnover that costs a lot of money. It will give the management a person to talk to who does represent the will of the workers. Workers can offer their ideas about how to improve the company. Let me tell you, no worker at a company in a union wants to see the company go down. Nope. I mean, we kind of get our pay from that, right? Yeah. So the thing is that, you got to understand that this is a way to get the workers a voice, and it only allows for collective bargaining. It doesn't allow for a predetermined outcome on the contract.
Well, actually,
it just means we get to talk about it.
It gives more choice.
It gives more choice. So, Mike, thanks a lot, and we will get you a packet of. You will know more about the Employee Free Choice Act than you ever hope to learn.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
From my standpoint, from the management standpoint, and the union's strikes and confrontations I've been in, the main issue for the last 10 years is health care.
Oh yeah.
Companies can't afford it, and that is the deal breaker. And until we find a way to get the people health care and get health care off of the backs of the employer, we are going to always have confrontation with management.
Well, I agree. Who disagrees with that? I think we should have national health insurance in America. That's my opinion. When we were talking about what kind of bailout do the auto companies need, the most bailout they need is to get national health insurance and to get that health expense off their books. I mean, let me tell you, everybody knows General Motors spends more money on health care than it does cars. Steel, excuse me. Let's keep it flowing, everybody. Great job.
My name is Dick Patton. I'm just a member of the general population. My father was a union member, but general population sees a need for a strong populist pressure, including organized union activity to get anything done, really, through Congress. And so I just want to make the point that any good gamer has to think 1-2 steps ahead, whether it's basketball or it's party activity in Congress or whatever. You've got to think what the next step is going to be. The next step from the corporate wing of the Republican Party is going to be threats to move their companies overseas to cheap labor if this act gets passed. And we've got to start thinking about what we're going to do about that, how we're going to react to that. And when it does get passed, and I think it will, they're going to start doing it. And we've got to think what we're going to do about that. We've got to think about trade agreements, modifying trade agreements, so that if they want to ship their labor over there to get it done with slave labor, we've got to start putting up barriers, that is tariffs, to protect our manufacturing sector. Start thinking about that right now.
Okay, let's keep going.
Of letter carriers, and I just wanted to let you know that shortly after the bill was introduced, there's already been talk about compromise. And my concern is we worked our butts off in order, and this is working class people, union people, worked our butts off to get good people like you elected. And we cannot accept compromise on human rights, workers' rights, and this bill is not complicated. It's not partisan. It's about giving people a fair share, and I just want to make sure that you're there to champion our cause when people try to water down the necessary Employee Free Choice Act.
Let me say, part of what we're doing here today is building the popular movement for workers' rights. Right. That's part of what we're doing here today. That's why we want folks listening to this broadcast today. That's why we want a full meeting here. That's why we have our faith community represented, our civic activist community in here. That's why we have workers here who have had to deal with unscrupulous tactics while workers are trying to organize. And that's why we have a security officer here who can tell the benefits of worker, labor, management peace when it comes to card check. That's why we're trying to build a movement. We can't leave anybody out of this movement. We need people from the civil rights community, women's community, battered women's community, environmental community. Every community needs to be on the table so that when they start trying to water this thing down, they will simply get a big, loud no. All right, here we go.
My name is Martin Demjan. I've been a member of 4 unions dating back to 1973. For the last decade, I've worked for the newspaper guild here in Minneapolis. I want to talk about social justice and feather on something that the congressman said a little while ago. He mentioned that if you have a union, there's a likelihood that you'll earn 30% more than if you don't. But if you're a woman and you have a union, it's 38%. And if you're an African American and you have a union, it's 41%. And if you're Hispanic or Latino and you have a union, it's 57%. So I think that we can do a lot for affordable housing and fighting homelessness and integrating our communities by passing this law.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Miller from the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers. I came this morning from the Education Minnesota convention that's being held. I think it's in Bloomington right now. And the Education Minnesota is 70,000 members strong, and there was lots of talk of support of this at the convention. And I want to repeat what I heard, and that was, without unions, there would be no middle class.
That's right.
And that's what, fighting against this is what I call class warfare. Mm-hmm. We need to fight it and have the middle class. Thank you.
All right.
My name is John Malloy. I'm a member of Communication Workers of America, Local 7200. 5 years ago, I was laid off of a union job I held for 30 years and went to work for a non-union company, Singular. The communication workers organized Singular. We got a card check agreement because we were in the midst of our process. We had 80% of the people sign up to join the union. We have our second contract that just went into effect this week. Or we're going to vote on it the next week, and then it'll be in effect after that. Our wages are, we're making $5 an hour more at the bottom and $6 more at the top. We're working hard every day. We're bringing people back that have been fired for unscrupulous reasons. We bring them back now. We're a success story.
All right, thank you.